Good evening, fellow patriots from Lawrence County. How y'all doing tonight?
Yeah.
How's that hope and change working out for you? It's not working out in my house very well. I want to start by telling you a story. It goes back 235 years to April 19th, 1775. Think about it, in the early morning hours, the horse's footsteps can be heard going down the cobblestone streets. And a gentleman riding that horse named Nellie is hollering out, "The British were coming. The British were coming." The sun's just about to break over the horizon. The Minutemen, the men he was calling to, who were ready to go at a moment's notice, within a minute, are behind rocks and trees, bushes, along the bridges in Concord and Lexington, Massachusetts. The next sound they hear are the boot steps of the British redcoats as they're coming up that same cobblestone road. They fought for our freedom, April 19th, 235 years ago today. Today is Patriots Day. It's an honor to be standing on this stage talking about the things that we believe in and what's going on wrong with this country. How many men and women in this room have worn the uniform and served our United States military? Please stand up. Please stand up. Thank you, and God bless you. Many of you in the room have children or grandchildren or relatives that are serving currently overseas, fighting to protect our freedoms, fighting for our liberties, and for that, I say thank you very much. Folks, I'm tired of the policies I see going on in Washington right now, what I call the poor policies. And I spell that P-O-R. Pelosi, Obama, and Reid, and those policies are bankrupting this country. We just witnessed the passage of what's now known as Obamacare. 2,700 pages. Nancy Pelosi said, well, we need to pass it so we can see what's in it. Barack Obama said he hadn't even read the bill. 2,700 pages. Folks, I carry with me on the State House floor. And I pledge you to carry on the floor of the United States Capitol once I'm your United States Congressman of the United States Constitution. In fact, this version has the Declaration of Independence in it. It's 57 pages. In the back, you can see how thin that is. 57 pages. They just passed a 2,700-page bill that they haven't even read. Folks, those policies have to change. I've got 3 young sons, and my 15-year-old son was riding with me in the truck one day, and he said, "Dad, when you speak and you talk about Washington mortgaging our future and stealing my future, what exactly do you mean?" And I said, "Well, son, they're spending so much money in Washington, D.C. right now that they can't tax working Americans like your mom and I enough money to pay the bills. So they've got to borrow the money. But when you borrow money, somebody's got to pay that back. And that means you guys, when you get out in the working world, are going to have to pay back the debts that are being incurred today." All you children under 15 years old, stand up. All the kids under 15, there's a lot of them in the room tonight. Folks, this is the future. These are the children. Y'all can sit down now. They're all over the place. These are the children. They're going to be having to pay back the debts that are being incurred today. And my son, he scratched his head. He's riding on the right-hand seat of the pickup truck, and he scratched his head. And he said, "Dad, doesn't that mean I'm going to have to work harder?" And I said, "Yes, sir, it does." And I said, "By working harder, that's what I mean by them stealing your future. Because by working harder to pay extra taxes, to pay back the debts that are being incurred today, you will not be able to enjoy the things that your mommy and daddy and your grandparents enjoyed in life." That's what I mean by them stealing their future. Those are the policies that we see going on in Washington that we've got to defeat. They thought that March 13th, when they passed the Obamacare legislation, they thought that was a bad day for them based on what America was telling them. Wait until November when we send them a different message by voting them out of office and sending them to the United States Congress. This is the most important election cycle that we've been in. June 8th is a primary, November is a general election. Tell your friends to vote. Get them registered 30 days out. Make sure that they're registered. Make sure they go to the polls. Call them that day. Say, get out. Do your American citizenship right and go cast your vote for the person you believe in. Something I firmly believe in. I carry a United States Constitution with me, but I noticed when I walked in the door that they've got them on the table. And I picked up a copy to show you. Please pick one up. I want to encourage the Lawrence County Tea Party to have constitutional classes. It's this time that we understand in America that we have a limited form of government at the federal level, and that the Bill of Rights goes on in the 9th and 10th Amendment to affirm that states have rights, that any power not specifically outlined in this document as belonging to the federal government is reserved to the rights to the people or the states.
Amen.
It's very important that we know that. We've got 3 branches of government. We don't have a king. We don't have a dictator, no matter how hard Barack Obama thinks he wants to be the dictator of this country and tell us what he's going to do through his czars and through the expansion of the executive power. We have limited powers at the federal level. Executive branch, legislative branch, judicial branch. We've got to get back to what our founding fathers affirmed. 1775, when those shots were fired, Lexington and Concord, Massachusetts. They went on for an 8-year war, fought for our freedoms and the American Revolution. 1787, they sat down and they prayed. And they prayed. And they prayed. Over a long period of time as they crafted this document that God's will and God's hand will be on this great nation, the greatest nation that's ever survived on the face of the earth. Folks, thank you for being patriots. Thank you for being here. God bless you and God bless America.